The development and demise of mercantilism. Mercantilism is an economic nationalism for the purpose of building a wealthy and powerful state. Adam Smith coined the term mercantile system to describe the system of political economy that sought to enrich the country by restraining imports and encouraging exports. This system dominated Western European economic thought and policies from the 16th to the late 18th centuries. The development of mercantilism. Originating in 16th century Europe, mercantilism began with the emergence of the nation-state. During that time, wealth was measured by a country's quantity of silver and gold. To accumulate more wealth, European countries, such as Britain and France, would focus on maximizing their exports and minimizing imports, which resulted in a favorable balance of trade. Eradicated feudal system. England was the epicenter of the British Empire. They introduced fiscal policies to discourage colonists buying foreign product like the Sugar Act 1764 or Navigation Act of 1651. Using the military. Nations will do this to ensure local markets and supply sources were protected. The most important economic rationale for mercantilism in the 16th century was the consolidation of the regional power centers of the feudal era by large, competitive nation-states. The establishment of colonies outside Europe. The increase in the volume and breadth of trade. The increase in the use of metallic monetary systems. During the mercantilist era it was often suggested, if not actually believed, that the principal benefit of foreign trade was the importation of gold and silver. According to this view, the benefits to one nation were matched by costs to the other nations that exported gold and silver, and there were no net gains from trade. For nations almost constantly on the verge of war, draining one another of valuable gold and silver was thought to be almost as desirable as the direct benefits of trade. The demise of mercantilism. By the end of the 18th century, scholars, such as Adam Smith and David Hume, began to evaluate and critique the merits of mercantilist theory. Contrary to established beliefs, the scholars realized that wealth was not finite, but could be created through the productive allocation of labor. In 1690, John Locke argued that prices vary in proportion to the quantity of money. Locke also points towards the heart of anti-mercantilist critique that the wealth of the world is not fixed but is created by human labor. Moreover, Adam Smith refuted the idea that the wealth of a nation is measured by the size of the treasury in his famous treatise The Wealth of Nations, a book considered to be the foundation of modern economic theory. Smith made a number of important criticisms of mercantilist doctrine. Demonstrated that trade, when freely initiated, benefits both parties. Improves efficiency and growth. Relationship between government and industry was harmful to the general population. While the publication of The Wealth of Nations is generally considered to mark the end of the mercantilist era, the laissez-faire doctrines of free market economics also reflect a general disenchantment with the imperialist policies of nation-states. The Napoleonic Wars in Europe and the Revolutionary War in the United States heralded the end of the period of military confrontation in Europe and the mercantilist policies that supported it. The mercantilist era has passed. Modern economists accept Adam Smith's insight that free trade leads to international specialization of labor and, usually, to greater economic well-being for all nations. Free trade and laissez-faire economics was embraced in Britain, soon France and later Germany. So, I'd love to get your thoughts on this topic. What do you think of mercantilism? Should we bring it back? Is it better than laissez-faire capitalism that we have this today because of Adam Smith or nah? Thank you for watching and stay safe, baby.